Hello, good evening, dear friends. This is Efrat from Jerusalem. Thank you again for holding all of us together, the Middle East Vigil, week after week. Tonight, I would like to bring here a different observation about the happening of the time in Israel at this point. During the ongoing war, the main issue in Israel right now is that the facts have recently been revealed through the leaking of secret documents from Prime Minister office to foreign entity, actually to a German newspaper. A struggle is currently taking place in Israel between various narratives that relates to these facts. The Prime Minister office claims that the leak in an attempt by security officials and those who opposite Netanyahu to harm him personally and to overthrow his government. The narrative of the security officials, most journalists, and most of the public is that this is a serious evidence of the corrupted and dysfunctional way in which the government is run. And it reveals an attempt to make the Israeli public believe that it is Hamas which rejects the hostages release deal, while actually it is the Prime Minister himself who wants to prolong the war in order to avoid the criminal trial being conducted against him. Alongside the facts and narratives, there is another channel, that's of action on the ground that express human values. Of course, there are also acts of violence and harm, which I will not address here. I will mention two actions of hope. One is a large concluding gathering of people and organizations who have helped the Palestinians in the West Bank to harvest their olive this year. Organizations such as Looking the Occupation in the Eye, Rabbis for Right, and others help the Palestinian harvest their olives in the face of the Israeli settlers' violence. The second hopeful action is a silent protest by women, mainly, organized by the family members of the hostages. The women are dressed in white, sitting in the road in silence, sometimes praying or singing and blocking traffic. The police, even the toughest one, who usually disperse demonstration with violence, do not approach them or touch them at all. It is interesting to look at what's happening in Israel through these 3 points: the truth being revealed, the narrative, and the action. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Efrat. Thank you so much. I don't have much to add to the things you brought that are so important, that are a good image of today, what is happening. And one thing I can say is that I and we here, most of us, try to keep in balance and aligned in this in this situation, looking at things that are happening and deteriorating in a way, and absorbing the good things that are happening, being grateful for them. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yes, everything is in constant fluctuation. Every day, new things are happening. And as you say, Helen, to stay in our center and observe, not being pulled um, into this very volatile dynamic. Okay, so let us start our work. Let us settle in our body. Touching base with our inner silence. Focusing now our attention in the center of the head. Being aware of ourselves as a soul in incarnation. Coming together now in the group heart. Feel the heartbeat of the group, pulse of love that we together hold. Let us reach out to our co-workers in all nations. Bringing our minds together in this shared planetary telepathic field. Standing together as souls in the will to peace. And as a group, let us attune now with the higher co-workers who guide this work, who work together with us. Taking a moment to fill our group heart with the vibration of all-inclusive love. With the energy of grace. The all-embracing grace of the Christ. Let our group mind fill with the light of discernment. We step now into our service function on behalf of the Middle East, standing at the midway point between the higher forces and the condition on the ground. And from here, we turn our eyes now to the Middle East. As we observe, let us get a sense of this mainly Arab Muslim world, this large field of consciousness. And as we look at it from above, see it in the wider planetary context. Middle East, West Asia. Get a sense of this quality of consciousness of the Arab Muslim world. This collective entity. In its development. And within it, let us now look at the Palestinians. Palestinian people within the various areas in Gaza, in the West Bank, Lebanon, within Israel, and in other Muslim countries in the Middle East. Get a sense of this Palestinian consciousness. This collective entity with the many subpersonalities that is struggling to integrate the different parts, to build an integrated sense of self and to find its place. And now let us focus on the field of consciousness of the Jewish population within the Middle East. And get a sense of the challenges, the struggle of this collective entity, this attempt to come into some right relations with its neighbors and find its place in West Asia. Let us observe the interaction between these three fields of consciousness, these three collective entities. And as we do so, let us release all judging and just observing and discerning how all this is constantly shifting, trying to work things out. And now, from our midway point between the condition on the ground and the higher realms, let us direct now our antennas upward and held within the aura of our higher co-workers, open our awareness towards the divine plan, towards the intended design for the Middle East. Take a few moments now in silence to allow our higher guides and co-workers to impress us with a wider vision. What's the meaning? What's the reason for this constant struggle in the Middle East? And holding now in our consciousness, in our group, awareness, both the intended design and the condition on the ground as it is at the moment, bringing these two into relation, the potential and the actual. And see energies flowing between them. As above, so below. See and sense a shaft of pure golden white light, broad and brilliant. Flood West Asia. See a huge column of light pouring through all planes. Hold this column steady in the will to peace. See soul light flooding the mental sphere of the Middle East. And visualize the mental forces in the area slowly aligning to an inclusive soul vision. Only together can we bring peace about. Only in mutual respect. See soul light pouring into the emotional sphere of the Middle East, touching hearts, and gently reminding that we are family, that we are of one origin, and that it is on all of us to work this out together. And see the light pouring through into the etheric physical plane of the Middle East, penetrating into the earth. And each time further disintegrating the old separative patterns. Pulsing these patterns, and let us observe this transmuting process underway within the entire pillar of light. On all the levels and in all three collective entities, Jewish, Palestinian, and Arab Muslim. Let us sense these many shifts of consciousness wanting to take place, all in flux. And let us recognize that the energy of conflict must play itself out, that destruction is part of it. Let us invoke the higher forces to help in this transmuting and releasing process. Let us reach out to the Lords of Liberation And standing in the will to peace, let us visualize them pouring their energy through the pillar of light, destroying the old hindering separative forms, releasing and liberating. And we stand witness to this process of destruction in deep respect for all who suffer. Let us visualize the conflict playing itself out eventually towards harmony. Envision the solar plexus intensity slowly rising, slowly lifting, redirecting towards the heart. See this process happening. And affirm it through the sounding of the great invocation in Hebrew and in Arabic.
מנקודת האור אשר בדעת אל, זרום האור אל דעת האדם, ירד האור על פני האדמה. מנקודת האהבה אשר בלב האל, תזרום האהבה אל לבבות אנוש. ישוב מורה עולם על פני האדמה. מהמרכז שבו נודע רצון האל, תנחה תכלית את רצונות אדם. תכלית אותה מורי האנושות יודעים ומשרתים. מהמרכז אשר נקרא המין האנושי, שם תוכנית האהבה והאור, ויחתם הפתח אל הרע. יהי רצון, ויחדשו אור אהבה ועוצמה, את התוכנית על פני האדמה. אמן.
من نقطة النور في العقل الإلهي ليشع النور في عقول الناس وليهبط النور إلى الأرض. من نقطة الحب في القلب الإلهي لتسرب الحب في قلوب الناس وليرجع معلم الكون إلى الأرض. من المركز الذي تعرف منها إرادة الله لتقود الغاية إرادة الناس البسيطة، تلك الغاية التي يدركها المعلمون ويخدمونها. من المركز الذي ندعون بالجنس البشري لينتج تسمين الحب والنور ويختم على الباب الذي يقيم به الشر، ليجدد النور والحب والقوة التسمين على الأرض. الله آمين.